mother made me go to my room because she said this wasn't nothing but a shirt on my head. And I said, nah, this is my long, luxurious blonde hair. And she said, nah, fool, that's a shirt. And I said, you a fool, this is my hair. And she made me go to my room.
When I do the little girl character who wears the shirt on her head and pretends to have long, luxurious blonde hair, the intent is to make you laugh. But within that laughter, as is true with most black humor, there is the tear.
It's very sad that this little black girl is standing there with a pillowcase on her head wishing that she had long blonde hair, you know, wishing she was something other than she is. But the routine is hysterical, you know, because it's so real for so many people. You know, I have 5 sisters, and I've caught all of them with pajama bottoms and everything else on their head doing their thing, you know.
I told my mother I didn't want to be black no more. And then she said, even if you sit in the vat of Clorox till hell freeze over, you ain't gonna be nothing but black.
When you see Whoopi Goldberg put a shirt on her head, you know that confused mentality that American society can create for a black child. It's a bit that makes you cry on one hand, and on the other hand, you say, boy, I'm glad she made comedy out of this reality, because we can smile at it and see our faults.
A bus full of kids, they were all in the bus arguing about black and white, what was right and what was wrong, who was right and who was wrong. And the bus driver just got fed up with all the conversation about black and white, so he stopped the bus and told all the kids to get off. And he walked outside with them and said, look, I'm tired of all this bickering about race and who's right and who's wrong, who's rich and who's poor, who lives in the ghetto, who lives in the mansions. He said, from now on, if you're going to ride this bus, everybody's green. You got it? Everyone's green. He said, get on the bus. Dark greens in the back, light greens in the front.
Now, Red Fox chooses to find humor in bad situations. He believes that when you laugh about a bad situation, it keeps you from crying.
I remember I lived in New York. I slept in a tub. You know, it cost me $3 a night to sleep in the tub. But I had a private room, because when I went in the bathroom, I locked the door, and it was private, you know. These other rooms, where people were paying $5, you know, you could go inside, you know. But I got a lot of knocks on the door. People want to come in, you know. But I wouldn't let them in.
Me and my partner, Ray Flemons, Sweet Chocolate Brown. Do you know Sweet Chocolate? Oh, that's a pretty man. One of them brown skin boys had that smooth skin. He sweated, looked like a Hershey bar.
Richard Pryor experienced pain all through his childhood and adult life, and comedy was his way of forgetting the pain and a way to be loved and accepted.
I had a cowboy suit, and I went in the front yard, and there was some dog do. And I saw it, you know what I mean? But my parents couldn't see it from up on the porch. They were sitting on the porch, you know. And I said, I know. And I fell down in it, and they laughed. And I got up and slipped in it, and they laughed. They had never laughed so hard in their life. And that baby was down there falling in the dog, and they were laughing. You know, I knew they loved me. That moment, I said, they love me. They really do. And they were laughing at me, but they love me. They're going, come on, baby, get up. You know, and they were laughing at me. That's all. It was important to me.
Yo, 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 all you bad bargain hunters out there, welcome to the Homeboy Shopping Network. Yo, we're the host with the most. I'm Wiz, this the Iceman. Sure.
Most of our comedy comes from our suffering. It's not, you know, we don't, for the most part, have happy stories to tell. So it's like the majority of my act in stand-up are very painful situations that at the time was not funny, but in retrospect is very funny to me.
I want to bring my older brother out here to California, my brother Dwayne. He needs to come cool out a little bit because, well, he's the kind of guy who finds racism in everything. Everything is racist in my brother. He got fired from his job at McDonald's, okay? He was sitting there, had the family sitting around the living room, he was pacing up and down, he was like, man, the white man. You know, the white man's something else. I'm gonna tell you something, you better watch yourself. See, because the white man don't want to see you make it. That's right, they don't want to see you get ahead. They got a conspiracy out there. That's right, a conspiracy. And I'm like, where's this dude's head at? Does he think there's some secret organization sitting around going, okay, members, listen up. Now, there are too many black people making it in this country. They're making much too much progress. Now, let's see. We've got Malcolm X. We've got Martin Luther King. Dwayne. He's up for promotion at McDonald's. Stop him.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we were so poor, the best holiday we had was Halloween. That's the day you could wear your natural clothes and everybody thought you was dressed for the occasion. Ooh, look at Richard, got on shoes, look just like feet.
The more hurt I've had, the more I got to do to get your attention. The more, the more, people say, well, why do colored folk play their radios that loud? Because I got to turn it up loud to drown out what's in my head. I've had bad experiences at work all day. I'm a boy at work. I got to come home and get my manhood.
You have Dustin Hoffman as the white golf pro who takes Malcolm X and turns him into a radical black activist. Played by Jimmy Walker. It's dynamite.
I have an aunt, my favorite aunt, and she used to tell us this story about how she got on this bus one time in the South. Somewhere in the middle of the trip, they stopped at a stop and the bus filled up. And there was a white person that needed her seat, and the bus driver stopped the bus and said, lady, I'm sorry, you either have to get off the bus or you have to ride underneath with the bag. So they made her get off the bus. They opened up that little compartment, and she had to get in there and ride. This is in the middle of the summer. It was hot. When they got to Memphis, they forgot all about my aunt. And she said that she started crying, sweating, screaming, hollering, hysterically, banging on the bus. And hours later, they come back, and they open up the bus, the luggage container, and there she was. I see all the pain in that story and all the pain in what we once thought was funny.
I want to see Jerry Rice doing some Ford commercials, selling some, like, popsicles and stuff. I don't want to see him going, after game, I use Activate to keep my hair.
We have to use humor to almost get over in every situation we're in America. And that's why a black comic with a black audience, and we're talking about how what it is, not paying your rent, or how it is trying to get a job, or how they look at you. We're laughing, but it ain't funny. But if we didn't laugh at it, we'd cry.
I made my Michael Jackson potato head look like he looked when he was with the Jackson 5, with a strong Afro-American nose and a big fro.
Some people say In Living Color goes too far with its comedy. Keenan answers that question when we return.